Hey guys, welcome back to the JTO channel, and this is your match preview of Leeds United versus Chelsea at Ellen Road tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Yes, Sunday night football, even though this one's in the afternoon. But it's the rivalry back again. Obviously, I've said it before in past videos when we faced Leeds, especially in the last one, the history between the two teams, the fans, it's there. It's quite bitter. It's quite, you could say, violent too, which showed in the last game when we beat them 3-0. Obviously, Cover got injured. The fans were pretty disgusting that game. I thought they were an absolute disgrace, but I would say hopefully they don't do that again tomorrow. But this is sort of like their big day tomorrow because obviously they're facing one of the teams that they do hate very, very much in Chelsea. And it's going to be a good game. I honestly have to say with Leeds United, they look decent. They actually look decent. Jesse Marsh, obviously the new manager took over from Bielsa, who they deeply loved and adored, and big pressure on the guy. And I thought he's assembled himself a decent team. He's replaced Calvin Phillips, was obviously Tyler Adams, who I rate as a player. I think he's a good player. I watch a lot of USA games, obviously because of Pulisic and stuff like that. But he's one of the players that always stands out consistently for them. He's also captain material. He's a dog. He gets around the pitch. He will always be onto you as well. And yeah, it's a really good signing. They also have Brendan Harrison as well. Pretty sure they bought him off Salzburg. I'm pretty sure. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, he's direct. He's quick. Again, dog mentality. Will be up in your face. Will take players on. And look, before I really get into Chelsea in the details about us, with Leeds, they are looking like a decent team. They've had a good start to the season. Rodrigo's been banging in the goals. Got two last weekend against Southampton in their 2-2 draw. Obviously scored in the game against who they faced first, Wolves. They were good in that game as well. I'm just interested to see how they approach this game tomorrow. If they approach it in the same way they did against us um, back in last season when we beat them 3-0. I feel like if they do, it could be to their advantage in terms of at least the midfield, because I think the midfield we might play tomorrow will obviously not be as good as the midfield we played back then. Back then it was Jorginho and Cover, and those two just allowed us to control the game. Every time they pressed us, those two just handled it like that, and we just broke them down so easily. I'm not quite sure with a certain player who's in the thumbnail um, will be able to handle that pressure, because I feel like the way Leeds play, Jesse Marsh, he came from Austria with the Salzburg job. Then he did the Leipzig job. It's clear he wants to play attacking football, pressing from the front, putting pressure on you. He wants to get on the ball. He wants his teams to, have that energy, have that passion, that desire. All of that nonsense, bruv. You get me? Well, it's not nonsense. It's actually good to have those things. It's just people overdo it with those types of things. But I expect them to bring it tomorrow. I actually expect the game to be harder this time than the last one, to be fair, at least from a tactical point of view and from a quality standpoint. But at the same time, I still expect my team to do their job and just perform well. Obviously, in terms of Chelsea, when you look at team news, obviously Thomas Tuchel said that Kante's out for weeks now. Kovacic is obviously injured. Broja's obviously injured. That's why he's not been in training a few days. And I think Pulisic was a doubt, although I think now he's back in training. So I think he is available for tomorrow's fixtures. And the rumors have been popping about. Holy shit, man. Pulisic to Man United. Harry Maguire to go the other way. I mean, let me not even remotely speak on Harry Maguire. All I'm going to say is that fan base, Man United, I have never seen a fan base more united in a moment like that than them. That fan base has been divided for years. But the second the Maguire to Chelsea links came about, oh my God, my timeline was just full of them chatting the most, saying Maguire would definitely be good in the back three. In Thomas Tuchel's back three, low block, he'd get protected, he'd play in the middle, he's good on the ball, he's aggressive, he's got that leader about him, he's got that dog in him and all that shit. No, 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 thank you. I cannot believe he is an alternative to Fofana, okay? And even if it's a smokescreen to try and get Leicester to hurry up and say, yo, okay, we'll take the bid of 80 million, 75 million, whatever we bid, yeah, and try to speed up the process. I'm sorry, you're using Maguire as a smokescreen, brother. Come on, you can use a, I don't know, which centre backs out there you can use as a smokescreen, particularly English. Bloody hell, you could, I don't know, Tyro Mings, you know, Consa, you know, Consa is another one. You could use him as a smokescreen. Do you get what I'm saying? You could flip and use, um, what's that defender of Anderson? Anderson could be a smokescreen. These are actual good defenders, fam. Not Maguire. Bloody hell, man. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, yeah, that's in terms of team news. Like I said, Pulisic was a doubt, but he's back in training. Broha out, Cover out, Kante out. And I am worried about the midfield tomorrow. I feel like, you know, now that we're Cover and Kante out, I feel like we're going to miss those two for a while, but we need to bring in quality to replicate what they do. I know everyone likes to talk about, oh, we need a DM, we need a defensive midfielder. Jorginho needs to leave, Jorginho needs replacing. It's silly at this point. If you are still a Chelsea fan, if you're a Chelsea fan and you still think it's logical to just get rid of Jorginho right now, you are stupid. You're straight up stupid. It doesn't make any financial sense. If anything, we actually need to find players that are similar to Kante or Kova, if not both. Because Jorginho's the one who stays fit all the time. He's always available, isn't he? Those two will get injured at least twice, 3 times every season. So we need players of those profiles. Keep Jorginho for another season and try and negotiate a new contract, even if it means sell him next summer. I don't care, bro. Right now, the last thing we need is a proper DM. I can't lie. We need players of Kova and Kante's quality. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, in terms of the press conference, I didn't watch much of it. I did hear about Tuchel and the contract extension, which I would be very, very happy about. I think it's the least he deserves. All this nonsense about Chelsea could are in trouble this season, Chelsea are gonna flop, all this bullshit, and that Tuchel, he could be the first manager sacked. I mean, what? The managers have backed him. The managers backed him. The owners have backed him. The owners want to give him a new contract. Tommy tapping Tuchel, as people like to say, ain't going nowhere. Yeah? We're on a train and he's leading it to glory, to success. There's going to be that light at the end of that tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get into the predicted lineup that I actually think Thomas Tuchel is going to put out. Now, I just want to say, guys, if the certain players are included in this, don't get angry at me, innit? I'm just saying this is what I think Thomas Tuchel will do. And I will give you an opinion on it, and I'll also say which players I'd rather have in the team in place for the guys I put in. Anyway, in goal, Edouard Mendy, simple as that. No need to dilly-dally on this one. Move on. He was good against Spurs. Fair play. The back three of Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, and Azpilicueta. I think Aspi will come back in. I can't see Reece James playing as the right centre-back again. I think it's key that he plays at right wing-back alongside who is going to be the left wing-back in Cucurella, because I feel like a key thing that we did to beat Leeds was they play narrowly. They like to play through the middle. They like to press through the middle as well. They don't really press out wide like that. They play their foot. They don't really use their fullbacks a lot. I've been hearing that they're using one of their centre backs to play left back recently because I think Junior Firpo is injured. So in terms of out wide, at least from an overlapping standpoint, at least from a pressing standpoint, I don't expect like much threat from that when we're on the ball trying to control the game. It's mainly the middle we need to sort of focus on, because that's where they're going to put all the pressure on us on and off the ball. They just like to play narrow. That's just how Leeds and Jesse. That's just Jesse Marsh's philosophy, style of play. You know what I'm saying? Aggressive, tenacious, sort of attractive football and stuff like that. He does want to entertain the fans at the end of the day, and I think they might come out tomorrow and do that. So I feel like Azpilicueta just needs to go at right centre back. He'll know what this game means. He's been at Chelsea for 9 years, and even though Leeds have recently just come up to the league 3 years ago, he'll know what this game means. He'll know the history. He would have learned the history. So for me, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, experience. It brings pace. It brings leadership. It brings actual good communication as well, alongside Mendy at the back. So that should be a solid base for us to deal with their threats tomorrow. I heard Bamford's injured, so I feel like maybe from a pace point of view, it could be a struggle with Gelhardt. I think he's that short brother that scored against us last season when we beat them 3-2 at the Bridge. Either him or Rodrigo will play up front, because Rodrigo's been playing behind the striker recently. I'm not sure if now that Bamford's injured, he's going to go in place of him, and maybe somebody else plays. I'm not quite sure, but if Gelhardt plays tomorrow, it could be a problem from a pace point of view. Do you get what I'm saying? I trust my back line. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. That's the back three. Reece James right wing back, Cucurella left wing back. Like I said, guys, I feel like out wide we can expose them. One, their defense is not great. It's awful. It's the weakest part of their team. I feel like the base from the midfield, Tyler Adams, Mark Roca, which is another player they've signed, Mark Roca, good player from Bayern Munich as well, was rotational, so, gets to come to Leeds play time, get game time. So, yeah, that's a good base. I think Rodrigo, Harrison, Brendan Harrison, and whoever plays up front, I think that's a decent base for them to build on. But their back line is awful, absolutely awful. And we can take advantage of that if we beat their press, because it wouldn't surprise me if they ended up just sitting back tomorrow, but I just can't see that happening. Everyone knows what this game means. And I think considering the way Bielsa played, I think the fans would be pissed if Jesse went into this game just sort of being negative and not trying to sort of be aggressive and entertain the fan base. I guess I'm not quite sure, and I feel like that could even come to our advantage, especially in the fullback area. Like I said, these guys can get high up the pitch, put crosses into the box as well, because I know Leeds in the air when defending set pieces, crosses, all of that, they're also really bad at that as well. So we need to take advantage of that too. So I feel like Reece James, Cucurella, yeah. And then I feel like in the midfield, I've gone with Jorginho and I've gone with Conor Gallagher. I think Tuchel's going to play Conor Gallagher tomorrow. The way he spoke about him in the press conference just told me he's going to give him that chance tomorrow to impress. Do you get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't like Conor in a six, and I'd actually rather play Ruben with Jorginho tomorrow. But I just think he's going to give Conor the chance to show what he can do in a game like this against Leeds away, And I think the front three will be Mason Mount, Raheem Sterling, and Kai Havertz. Now, my worry with that is in the midfield, you've got a player in Jorginho in which if they press him aggressively and they get 3-4 men around him, Jorginho, he could struggle on the ball at times, lose it in careless positions, and yeah, stuff like that. His recovery isn't great. They could take advantage of that. And Conor Gallagher as well, as a six, I'm thinking to myself, in the double six, he has attacking instincts. The guy is a 10. The guy needs to play in that front three, at least in this system anyway, in this setup. He'd need to play in that front three or just behind the two strikers or something like that. That could be a possibility too. So that is sort of my worry with those two as a pairing. I don't really like it. I think there's a lack of, how do you put it? I want to say there's a lack of pace from the point of view of recovery. Because like I said, Conor can get too excited, go a bit forward, and then we get exposed, and it's only Jorginho in the middle thinking, yo, where's my peoples? Where's Conor? And then he'll just get bypassed. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is sort of my worry. Tomorrow, I just really hope we can take control of this game, shut the fan base up early, and score a goal early as well. But I am worried about those two as a pivot. So maybe, just maybe tomorrow, just put Mason in as an 8. Have Conor on the other side and Jorginho sitting. And then up front can be Kai and Raheem Sterling. 2 people that can play up front, 2 people that can link up, running behind, get on the ball, take on players, have a few skills about them as well. And I think with the fullback areas, I think it helps. And I also think in this 3-5-2 system, if anything, it should get more men forward, if anything, in my humble opinion. So why not? Maybe do play a 3-5-2 with Mason and Conor Gallagher as the 2 8s, Jorginho sitting as the lone 6. That way he's protected not by 2 8s, but also by the back 3 as well. So Jorginho has all the protection in the world, and I wouldn't have to worry about that concern I had before about him potentially being on his own when maybe Leeds are in transition and stuff like that, or when they're trying to press him. They tried to press him aggressively, and he doesn't have many options, and he just needs to move the ball quickly. He'll have way more options. He'll be able to scan the pitch like he always does brilliantly. So, yeah, I'm positive in terms of that. The game's going to be interesting. It's going to be fiery. The fans will be up for it. I think Leeds are going to come out tomorrow, and I think they're going to try play. Oh, shit, I nearly tripped. I feel like if they do sit back tomorrow, they will be disappointed, the fan base in Leeds, obviously. But if he does, I'd understand it, because if he's seen our games before, particularly Everton, we do struggle against low blocks. So if he does that, I guess from that perspective, he is pretty smart, and knows that, yo, if we want to win this game tomorrow, we need to sit back, we need to defend, we need to go on the transition, have pace on the counter attack, and they do have the pace. Now that Bamford's injured, like I said, Gelhardt, the short brother, has pace. Brendan Harrison, he's got pace. He's direct. Rodrigo's got pace. Good goal scoring form. Harrison on the wide areas, doing what he needs to do. Tyler Adams and Mark Roca doing their thing as well, which could be a threat. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. In terms of score prediction, I actually expect a 3-0 win again, just like last time, but I expect it to be way more competitive in this fashion, in this game anyway, because like I said, I think they've got better quality overall in terms of like the midfield base. Their three in behind the striker is way better than last season, if you know what I mean. Last season it was Harrison on one side and Dan James on the other. Like, that's not good enough. Or, it was Dan James or Rafinha, he was a really good player. And they pretty much had no striker up front because Bamford was injured most of the time. They had no midfield because Calvin Phillips was injured most of the time as well. So in terms of their base from midfield to attack, overall, I think it's better than last season. I just don't rate their defence. And I feel like if Havertz and Sterling can just cause many problems for them in behind, confuse them, drop deep, make sure they're not having a striker to mark, and I think that could expose them. Whether they're aggressive, passive, doesn't matter, because we're going to win game 3-0 tomorrow. And the wing-backs are going to be key. The wing-backs play well, expose the full-backs, for how narrow they are. When we have the ball on the left-hand side, watch out this guy's... in tomorrow's game, watch out for this. If the ball's on the left-hand side, watch how much space Reece James will have down that side to do his thing. Or if the other way around, if we have the ball on the right-hand side, watch how much space Cucurella will have on that side, because like I said, they're very narrow. They want to be together. They want to be as close to each other as possible. If we try play through the middle, they'll hound us like dogs. So we need to take advantage of the wide areas. I keep mentioning the wide areas. It's key, guys. Trust me on this. The only way it can't be key is if Jesse Marsh tells his team, we're not going to play football today. We're just going to sit back, soak up pressure, and go on the counter-attack. Unless that happens, we should be able to win this comfortably. So I'm going with 3-0 win. Goal scorers, Sterling. I want Sterling to get a goal tomorrow. Jesus is absolutely cooking for Arsenal on off the ball. You get me? Whether he's scoring or not, he's absolutely cooking for them. Didn't think Sterling was that good in the last game, so I'm going to need him to step up and get his first goal for the club. I'd love to see that. Kai Havertz as well. He needs a goal as well. He needs a goal badly. He needs a goal. Because Aubameyang's coming. Alba's coming. Obama who? Obama what? Obama blood clot. Yeah. Hopefully he comes in, by the way. I hope I haven't, butchered that. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Turn on those post notifications. I'm sorry that this has come out late, but it is what it is. I've had a busy day. I'm very tired. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the match review and play ratings. Tell me your score predictions down below. I'll see you guys then. Peace!